Welcome back, guys, to the podcast. I am your co-host, Julia, or Painted by Juju.
Oh, okay. I'm co-host Haneen, or Beauty by Haneen. Super basic.
Yes, we have kind of a different setup today. Super excited. We got mics.
We're
and we
professional
have a few
today.
I know. I'm over here like,
shout out
sit up
Desmond.
straight. I have to sit up straight for this. Hold on.
A little nervous.
But we're super excited. We have a few questions. How was your week? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I was in Vegas.
Okay, yes. Tell me
I love
about
Vegas. Birthday weekend.
that. Yes.
33 and thriving.
Okay.
Very ugly number, but it's okay.
Oh my God, bye.
33. Like, what do you do when you're 30? No one ever says 33 was my best year. You know?
Okay, well then you can say 33 was your best year.
Yeah. Period.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But how was Vegas?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was really good. All we did was eat and shop. I was planning on sleeping, but for some reason, my husband, every time he's on vacation, he's like, let's stay up. We're up to like 3 a.m.
What the heck were you guys doing at 3 a.m?
I haven't been up till 3 a.m. since like probably college days.
Did you go to like the clubs or anything?
We were gambling.
I'm over here I'm like, honey, at a club?
Definitely not. No, we were gambling, and it's like not even like we were winning. We just kept losing. It's like, hello.
Okay,
go
so
home.
when you gamble, what do you play?
I
don't
play
know
the
a lot
machines.
about. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I was doing roulette for a long time, and then I don't know. This trip, I didn't even play roulette at all.
That's the one with like the table, and then you can like bet on like a certain number or like
you could
a
do it on a
certain color.
machine too. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and I usually have good luck with that, and I didn't do it this time.
You weren't feeling it. A lot of people are like, we have to like fill out the tables and feel it. There's like a whole like
call you.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm over here like $20.
Like,
that's it.
That's how I usually am, but this time I was just like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And I literally went into it. I was like, I don't want to gamble. $400 later.
You're like, just kidding. I'm actually gonna be gambling.
Yeah, and he was like up, but when he doesn't know how to stop when he's like positive.
Yeah,
you know, he just keeps going because he thinks he can get more,
and then it literally just comes and brings it back down.
I mean, obviously, I did the same thing.
Well, you were there for Super Bowl weekend too, right?
Yeah, so we watched the Super Bowl too.
Don't they do a lot of like sports betting there?
Yeah, and we did that too. This is how stupid we are. We did not want the Chiefs to win.
Yeah, nobody did.
But we bet that the Chiefs would win. Why would we do that?
Honestly.
Why would we do that? And they didn't win.
Did he do it on accident? Did you guys do it on accident?
No, because we just thought they were going to win, but we didn't want them to win. So we were like, oh, well, we're just going to win money because it's easy money. And we kept gambling like we're going to make that money.
And then you're like, just kidding.
Dude, they got their asses whooped. I was like, what happened?
It was bad. It was not even good football. I don't even know.
I mean, I hardly watched it. I just was looking at the score.
They lost, though, honestly. Thank God. Okay, but good. Shout out to you. Birthday weekend.
Yeah, it was fun. Came back. The kids did not miss us. I was like, okay.
I feel like kids are so humbling.
Very.
Yeah. You guys
Did I tell you what Lace said to me last week?
Oh, no. Oh, before you guys went to the park? Yeah.
He literally was like, you can't change your clothes to go to the park. And I was like, why? He's like, well, you're not going to be pretty. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm just going to change my clothes.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, are you going to take off your makeup? This is my 4-year-old, okay? And I was like, no, I'm going to keep my makeup on. He's like, okay, and don't trick me. Because if you trick me and take off your makeup, you're not going to be pretty. I was like, okay.
Damn. That's super humbling. Love that. You're like, great.
I'm ugly.
You're like, sounds good. You're like, happy birthday to me.
Yeah. I was like, all right. Sounds great.
I know kids are a lot.
All right.
I'm glad you had a good weekend, though.
Yeah. How was yours? You had
it was
a couple
good.
days off, too.
I did. I actually have been trying to take, like, Sunday, Mondays off, like, strictly. I've never taken 2 days off in a row, literally even when I was, like, working at the grocery store and, like, Chipotle and that kind of stuff. So this week was, like, my first week to take Sunday, Monday off. Dude, by 7 p.m. on Monday, I was like, what do I do? I was like, wait, like, this is not it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, all my stuff was done, and I didn't do anything on Sunday. Sunday, like, I rotted, like, didn't do anything. And then Monday, I was like, just like, okay, we have a day off again. Like, I don't know what to do. But it was super nice to, like, catch up on everything, do everything, just give my body a break and everything like that. So, but yeah, I honestly, it was just back to work. I was in Vegas, 2 weekends ago? I took a hair coloring class, and then we were just there. But it was like a 2-night thing and anything like that. So it was super quick. But it was super cold when we went to Vegas. I don't know.
It was hot.
I was like bundled up. Like I had like a jacket on, a long sleeve. I was like, okay, this is cold out here. But I mean, I'm just back working, trying to get my schedule back in order. You know, same thing, different day. You know, at this point. So
when are you going to Vegas together?
I'm kind of down. Stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Spend lots of money. And we walked a lot. Like we will be walking like 10 miles a day.
Well, because it's so like the way that you have to like get around, like when you're like outside of the strip too. It's like,
and I can't just sit
strip.
still. I want to see it all.
Yeah, it's like, it's just kind of confusing, dude. When we stayed at Caesar's Palace, when we checked into the hotel, I kid you not, I couldn't find the check-in. We're literally walking around with like,
what do you
because
mean?
it's huge. You have to like where
they
they
don't drop you off right in the front.
So they drop us. They did like the Uber drop off, which was like in the back, whatever. And I'm with my mom, and my sister, and we're like running around with all of our freaking bags. And I was like,
we never get Ubers when we're in Vegas.
Why?
Taxis only.
Sorry, I got to
support the taxi drivers.
I didn't know that. What if they smell that? No. Because you know how taxis are like,
no.
Ubers kind of smell bad too sometimes.
Yeah. And I don't know. Ubers are just so sketch, and I just don't use Ubers. I don't even have the Uber app. I don't have anything. I just taxi. We were stuck somewhere. We went somewhere off this trip.
Yeah. And
we needed to like a ride back. And I'm called like a taxi service.
Oh. Okay. Is it easier?
I don't know. That's just what we do.
Okay. Yeah. Now I need to like.
Maybe we're old. This is.
Oh my God.
This is an age gap.
Shut up.
Clearly.
I was like Uber Lyft. My mom was ordering some. Like. So.
Okay. So yeah, maybe it's just us. Old school.
Honestly, no. I think it might just be you.
Okay. Or that. Or that. All right. Okay. I'm gonna start it off with the first question of the day. I think this is actually a really good question because I think we have very different answers for it. Okay. What are the I don't know why I'm so close. What are the challenges of running a successful business / salon? Your challenges.
Oh my gosh. I feel like right now, I'm trying to think because I feel like different challenges of like different like seasons in like your career, right? Obviously me, like I've been doing it for almost 2.5 years actually, which is crazy. I feel like right now, one of the biggest things I'm struggling with is like taking time to pour back into myself to be able to pour back into everybody else. Hence why I'm trying to take 2 days off in a row. That's a super big thing. I think, trying to create like an experience for like my new clients when they first come in and that kind of stuff. Cause I do have regulars that come back in, but trying to keep the new clients that I have and like keep them coming back. And it's like, what can I do to keep them coming back and have them feel the most comfortable and that kind of stuff. Social media, I kind of stopped looking at it like a second job, I feel like. And I kind of looked at it as like part of my job. So I feel like social media, yeah, to a certain extent, but I feel like it's kind of just client retention is one thing. Because you can get a bunch of new clients left and right, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like the narrative nowadays with like clients, that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, one and done, or, you know, they kind of just aren't as loyal. So I'm trying to like figure out like, how can I keep my clients and keep them loyal pretty much.
But how do you get those new clients?
Social media.
Okay.
Or referrals. Actually, I will tell you, once I hit like 2 year mark, like probably 75 to 80% of my new clients are referrals.
Yeah.
Like it's
you have to start with social media. That's super important. You know, there's
100%.
No salons that's gonna, you know, provide you with 200 plus clients a month. It just doesn't work that way anymore. I go to social media for everything.
For sure. Same.
You know? So people should not rely on salons, and they should not just rely on their luck. Mm-hmm. You really just got to put in that hustle and post on social media, because that's how I built my clientele when I moved to California in 2016.
Well, that's how how we found you too.
Instagram.
Yeah, literally.
Or maybe it was like one of your friends that you worked with, and then she told you. Yeah,
exactly. So then I think like I've tried to like look at social media as just like obviously a tool, but I feel like trying to like really have retention with like my clients, that's definitely something that I think is a bit of a struggle. And then obviously like I'm just super hard on myself, so like trying to give my clients the absolute best, like going to Vegas and doing classes and that kind of stuff. But yeah, like I think that, and then honestly, I think it's really like taking time for myself because I obviously want to, like I said, give my clients the best and that kind of stuff. And that's something I've really been struggling with is being able to pour into my cup to pour into everybody else's. And I think that's kind of like neglected a little bit. Like us as hairstylists, we definitely tend to. I think any service providers tend to like neglect yourself because it's like my client needs this. Okay, I can come in on my day off, or oh, I can do this. Like we're so quick, and especially me, like. My mindset the last 2 years has been like build like, okay, like this is the time to grind. Like still for sure, I'm still working, guys.
Yeah,
I'm still working a lot. But like really like kind of catering to our clientele, but like it'll burn you out so quick and burnout is so real. Yeah. So I'm really trying to like keep myself sane. And like taking my days off and that kind of stuff too. But I think definitely like client retention is something that I've been trying to work on. And then like I said, just the challenge of like it's not really going to be a work-life balance because I feel like there's never going to be a balance, but just having some like me time for like myself to like recharge, recoup, regroup, and then being able like, dude, I came back yesterday and I was so ready to work. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to put my hands in hair.
Yeah, that's why it's good to give yourself like time off, like literally time off, not talking to clients.
Literally, anything. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I want to be able to do that, like take 48 hours, you know what I'm saying, to like not be in the salon, whatever. And then just go back and it's like you feel so much more better and so much more refreshed. Like, dude, this week I'm like, okay, Valentine's Day week, like this is going to be such a great week, you know what I mean? It just was like a nice reset. So that's like one of the things that I struggle with because I'm such a yes. I'll do it. I'll come in early. I'll do this. I'll do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think really just trying to have like those boundaries like within myself. Yeah. What about you?
It is true with the burnout. Like, yes, you should hustle, especially when like you're first starting out. It's the only way you can build clientele, for sure. You know. But you do have to have a good work-life balance because you are gonna get burned out, or you're gonna hate this career because it's so draining, or you're gonna start slacking when you are burnt out and working, and it's gonna show in your work. It's gonna show with your, coworkers. It's gonna show in your life, So it's just like such a fine line between like hustling and then like work-life balance because it's like you can't. I'm a true believer in you have to text clients back right away, like unless they're texting you at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Like what is happening?
Within 24 hours, honestly, within 12 hours, I'm texting my clients
because
back.
If you're gonna wait 2-3 days to text your clients back, I'm sorry. Clients are impatient. They're going to want to go and book with someone else, especially new clients. They don't want to wait. They want their hair done right then and there, or they want their hair done within 24 hours. And if you can't accommodate it, at least like respond to them. Yeah. And let them know,
Huge, yeah.
Or maybe like if you gave them such great customer service, like through the phone while you're speaking to them and they needed it done within 24 hours and you don't have time, maybe they really like enjoyed, talking to you or felt comfortable with you that they want to book a few days later with you. It's just 100%. Important. I don't know why people are like, oh my gosh, I need to get back to messages today. I haven't gone back in a week. And it's like, no. Yeah. You need to do it within 24 hours for sure.
Like sometimes what I'll do is if it's like stacked up, I'll definitely be like, hey, like I'll get back to you guys tomorrow or just to like communicate. But I'm like, okay, like there is a day where I'm like, okay, just don't be on your phone. Like turn off your phone. Like, because it's like you said, there is that fine line between doing a lot and then but you still want to be there for your clients. I've had clients be like, well, I booked with you, like, and not in like a disrespectful way, but they're like, I booked with you because you responded back, like you replied back to my DMs. Like in my bio, I say no direct messages, whatever, but I'll respond back to DMs. Like I'm gonna be there.
People that didn't actually, So I would DM them like for lashes or something, and they didn't respond back, and I was like, why didn't they respond? And then I finally see the bio, like it says no DMs. So then I'm just like. That to me is just inconvenience. What do you want me to do?
Like I say that, but honestly, everybody DMs me. So I'm like, I'm gonna respond. Like, or I'll put it if it's in hidden or something.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I'll check it all.
I was in Vegas and clients were texting me, and even though I didn't work, I still was like, hey, I'm out of town. Can I please message you on Monday?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like put it in their court, like they got control, because then they'll be like, oh yes, absolutely. They're not. And if they're like, no, you need to respond now. I mean, that doesn't happen. If it does, maybe that's not a good. Anyways, my biggest challenge is I feel like it goes through phases. So before kids, my biggest challenge was same as you, not putting myself first, or not putting back into me, especially because I was married also. So it was almost like I cater to my clients and I have to like cater to my husband and like spend time with him. And then it was like putting me last. Now that I have kids, it's like that plus putting everything into the kids. So, and now I have a salon. So before I was just renting chairs, like a lot easier. Now that you have a salon, you have to take care of the salon. You have to take care of your staff. You have to take care of your kids. You have to take care of your husband. There's just no time for you at all. And like putting it, it's very scary. It's scary. It sucks. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just that's just how it is. You really have to take care of the people that feed you first, and you have to take care of these two little humans that
they literally depend on you.
Yeah, you know, and it's crazy because now I'm like, okay, I love working. Like I actually am one of those people that really enjoys working. I don't know how to be home. My kids don't even know how to be home anymore because when I am off, they're coming with me to do stuff. I mean, I come here, I cut their hair. I take them with me to grocery shopping. Like we don't ever just stay home all day. It's very rare unless we're sick, And I don't know how to be bored, which is really bad. I think you should definitely know how to be bored. Your kids should know how to be bored. So to me, it's like, I want to, work instead. Or I would love to, take this client, but I can't, because I'm with my kids. And it's like, it's hard because you get mom guilt and then you get like client guilt, literally. It's so true. Yeah. And it's like, damn, I can't like please everybody. And then I think this is a struggle where it's like, you need to learn how to like please everyone or not, and it's just, it's like almost like I like don't know what I'm doing right now. But now I have noticed that I need one full day to myself, and those are Mondays. So the kids are in school and I don't work. So those Mondays, I usually like run my errands and I go to the gym. I do stuff for me, get my nails done. So I really have to like do that.
It's like
Mondays.
You have to force yourself. Yes. It's so crazy, like being an adult and like literally you have to like, I literally have to like plan out a time to relax, like to do stuff for me. Like, dude, literally on Monday at 7 p.m., I was like, okay, what do? Dude, I pulled out a coloring book and I was like coloring. Like I literally was like, okay, I need to turn off my brain somehow. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've told you this too. It's like and I'll tell my clients, I'm like, I don't know how you guys do it with kids. Like I'm just me, myself, and I. Like, you know what I mean? Like doing it with kids, having a husband and that kind of stuff. Like I feel like you guys are super women. Like literally.
I used to always hear like, oh, like my hardest job was being a mom. And I was like, yeah, whatever. You don't really understand what that means until you become a mom. It is the hardest job in the entire universe. It is so hard being a mom. You never know what you're doing. You don't know if you're doing it right or wrong. You don't know if you're fucking your kids up or you're setting them up for a great future. They're so draining. They're exhausting. You love them so much. You want to hug them. You want to cuddle them. It's just...
She's like...
Yes, it's literally mom guilt if you give them too much TV. And then it's mom guilt if I take them out all the time so they don't know how to be bored, So, like, it's like, damn, am I ruining you? It's mom guilt if I put them in school all day. It's mom guilt if this, blah, blah, blah. It's just too much. It's too much.
Or if you, like, go to Vegas with, like, your husband like, for a couple days or,
Like, every single day we were in Vegas, we were, like, talking about the kids.
Yeah.
Or we missed them. Yeah. Or we're buying them stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is my birthday weekend. I'm spending more money on y'all than me. But honestly, like, we enjoyed it. This is, like, your purpose in life changes when you have kids. But I will say, back to the question, it is, like, a really hard struggle to, like, balance it all, especially when people, like, need more of you. Like, they suck the energy out of you. Your kids, your clients, I mean, you know how that is. And on top of that, like, employees and business, and then your husband.
Yeah.
And it's, like, not in a bad way either. Like, this is, like, these are all the things I love to do. And they're also, like, the hardest to manage.
No, 100%. So. And I can only imagine how it is, especially, like you said, like, opening up a salon for you and that kind of stuff. Like, now you have, like, a whole building or a whole space that you're in charge of, too, and everything like that.
Yeah,
so.
Like, everything that breaks down, it's me, where before I didn't have to worry about that, I didn't have to worry about any people that worked around me either, and now it's, like, all of it, But I don't know. I'm grateful for it. I feel like you look at yourself with, like, a lot more respect because you're like, damn, like, you really got it all down. Like, you're handling it. even though you're dying inside, you're juggling it pretty well. Like, I feel like moms are capable of doing so much,
dude.
You know?
Oh my gosh, I have so much respect for moms. I literally am like, all my clients, my mom, like you, my coworkers, I'm just like, how do you guys like? And then it's like me, I'm like, okay, I can like get off work and like, I'm so selfish with my time right now. Like,
and be it.
I am.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And then I can just imagine like, you know, I'll talk to my mom or I'll talk to my mom. My mom homeschooled us. Like, she never had a break from us.
I don't know how she did that.
I don't know how she did it. There's 3 of us. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I was like, I have all my time when I'm off. I'm like, you guys have to literally go home and still be on and like do, you know, pick up the kids, do this. You know what I mean? So I have so much respect for moms. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think just finding that balance is always going to be a struggle and it's always going to be hard, you know? And I feel like when you're self-employed, it's very much like, especially in the hair industry, especially in the service industry, like I'll tell people too, I'm like, you get out what you put in. So if you know, aren't putting in as much work and you want to be at a, you know, different spot than the work that you're doing, like it's just not going to add up. It's not going to be the same, you know? So it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm struggling.
And every phase of it will be hard.
For sure.
While you're building, while you're, you know, doing great, you know, successful behind the chair, it's going to be hard. And then you get married, then it's hard. You know, you get kids, then it's hard. Then your kids are grown, it's hard. After that, it's all going to be hard in its own way. So like, you can't just sit here and be like, well, I got to take a break. What are you going to do? Take a break, you know, every phase of life because it's hard. Like, to me, I feel like nothing good comes easy. Like, you only get good stuff while it's hard, you know? Like, you got to get uncomfortable to succeed. Like, nobody likes being uncomfortable, so you have to, like, force yourself to get comfortable again, right? So you always have to be uncomfortable to succeed. I definitely, like, stand by that. Yeah. You know, nothing easy comes worth it either, because when you get something easy, you don't appreciate it. Like, everything that's handed to you, it's like you don't care for it. It's different when you work hard for it and you built it and you make it. And, like, you put, like, your sweat and tears into it, you know? So.
And it's crazy. I'll catch myself, like, stressed out with, like, the day-to-days or overwhelmed or over whatever it is, right? And then I think you'll have, like, that aha moment where you kind of just sit back and you're like, damn, like,
I handled it.
Low-key, or, like, I'm, like, me personally, like, I used to dream about having days, like, that I have now. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally, like, living, like, sometimes I'm like, is this my life?
Isn't that amazing? Really my life? Yeah.
And it's really shout out to God because, like, it was rough. It was so hard, and it still is. You know what I mean? But, like, taking, like, we have such a microscope lens on our life sometimes, and then, like, we really just need to take a step back and, like, see all we've done and see all that we're doing. Like, one of my clients, I'm over here, like, beating myself up, like, oh, I haven't done this week or this week. One of my regulars. And she was like, Julia, you know that you're busy, right? Like, she's like, you know that you don't have a normal schedule and you're super busy. I was like, really? She's like, yeah. She's like, it's okay if you're not, like, on top of it 7 days out of the week. You know what I mean? She's like, you're busy. Like, you have a lot on your plate. And I'm over here, you know, I'm super hard on myself. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I could do more. You know what I mean? And she was like, no, you need to, like, relax and realize that you are doing more already, you know? But yeah, just being super grateful and appreciative of, like, where I'm at. I'm super blessed, honestly. Like, these are good problems to have. Like, I'm so blessed. Like, I'm just like, oh, these are great problems to have. Okay, let's do our second question. It says, I'm just going to grab the paper. Okay, it says, what advice do you have for someone who is thinking of getting into the industry?
I would definitely tell them you need time to hustle. So if you're only going to start off by doing this part-time, it's going to take you a very long time to build. And you're going to think this is not the right career for you. And you're going to think that, you know, there's no money in this business and blah, blah, blah. Like, you really got to hustle for a good, like, 2-3 years to, like, really, really establish your clientele, make your mark, make sure that you're good, and you got a good flow for a good year. You know, so when people are like, oh, I just had a baby and I want to get into the, you know, industry, like, can I, and I actually had this question happen with a girl that I worked with in Boston when I was waitressing. And she's like, I just had a baby. And, like, do you think I could, she had already went to school. Do you think I should go back into a salon part-time. And I was like, it's going to take you forever to build because your focus isn't at the salon. It's with your baby. So if you could like give it a good schedule, you really need to put in like 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours in this industry when you're starting. After that, that's fine. You can work 3 days a week. The people that work 3 days a week, they're working 12, 14-hour days. So it's still full-time.
And they've worked for 3 to 5 years to like get that retention, get those clients built up to where now they have the luxury of taking Saturdays off.
Absolutely.
Working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or something like that.
Yeah. So I can't like, you can't work, Tuesday, Thursday, 10 to 3. Where are you going to get with that time? You know what I mean? So you really got to, if you want to be in this industry, you really got to hustle. You got to be a people person. You got to be friendly. You have to have a great work ethic. You have to have great customer service. And all of that, it's like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. It's really not. It just, they all come together. And if you want to be successful, you got to hustle. You can't be lazy in this industry. Even 10, 15 years now when you're made it, you still can't be lazy. Yeah. It's not a lazy person job.
No. And I think it's because it is, one of those industries that's always changing. There's always new things. There's always different ways to do things. Like
constantly evolving.
Like when suites were getting big, I think you had built these a year ago or something like that. You were like, okay, I need to adapt. I kind of need to adjust, right? You're like, okay, like people are liking suites more. Is that what I need to do? You know what I mean? And staying like really up to date, like us, we take classes and everything like that. I think it just goes back to like what you put in is what you're going to get out of it.
Yep.
So if you want to be booked and busy, but you aren't working full time with it,
you got to keep up with the trends.
It's super hard. Yeah. Obviously like working 2 jobs and every kind of like that. I had seen something and it was like, I worked 2 jobs my first, 6 months of doing hair? Yeah. I think it was the first 6 months of doing hair. And it was like, okay, you need to like use your like 9 to 5 or like your like clock in and clock out job to like fuel or like to like, pretty much to like fuel like your business that you want to do until like your business can become your full-time job. You know what I mean? I think it's just your mindset. Yeah. I think it's hard. I feel like when people come to me and they talk about being in the industry and that kind of stuff, what I always tell them, I was like, it can be discouraging sometimes because it's like you put in the work, right? Work ethic is totally like 95% of it. You know what I'm saying? Like almost 100% of it, right? You have to work hard. You have to hustle. But you're going to work hard and you're going to hustle and you're going to see no results for long periods of time. You know what I mean? A year, 6 months, like whatever it is. And then all of a sudden it might turn around. Yep. But then you might go through another dip or something like that. You know what I mean? I remember literally doing the exact same thing. Okay, I'm posting on social media. I'm doing this. I'm handing out my business card. I'm doing all the things. I'm exhausting all the outlets and nothing was like catching. And I'm just like, dude, this sucks. Like I'm showing up every single day, doing it for months on end, and then all of a sudden it just changed. You know what I mean? So it can be discouraging. You do have to have, some like grit and like, okay, like just keep showing up, just reminding yourself to do that. Because it's hard when you're putting in work in something and you don't see any results. Yeah. But I think that is just the reality of the industry.
That's how it is with everything though. Like people who are like into stocks, dude, Bitcoin was around like 25 years ago or 20 years ago. I didn't hear about it till like 5 years ago. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like imagine like having something like that where like nobody really, well, maybe stock people did. I don't know. But like the general public didn't really know about it till like 20 years. Exactly. Like it's just in restaurants. It takes them 3 years to get just back on like the barely positives.
Barely breaking even.
It doesn't matter if like, yeah, you're posting your content, blah, 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 3 months in, you're like, well, I'm not busy yet, so this is not for me. Well, you didn't give it enough time. Yeah. I think you need to give it 2 years. Like in 2 years, you should have built a clientele, a good enough clientele. That's it.
Yeah. And it's just, it's really just, I feel like that's the epitome of being an adult. It's like waking up and like having something to do and you just don't want to do it, but you're showing up every single day for yourself and everything.
I do feel like it's also like our generation now. We are so eager to be like successful, but we're not patient and we don't want to put in the effort for it. People want instant gratification. So when they do something, they want it like instantly to, see the results or the outcome with everything in life. For sure. And it's like, you're going to be highly disappointed and you're going to be very unhappy.
I catch myself doing that.
Yeah.
I'm super impatient sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I want it now. And I really have to take a step back and be like, okay, God, what are you teaching me? Like, let me just take a step back. Let me try to be patient and that kind of stuff. It's something I struggle with it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
had a hard ass reality check when I opened this place, girl.
Really?
So are you kidding me? I opened this place. I was so cocky. I was like, I got 5 girls that are going to come with me.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Opened the place. I was by myself for 3 months in this entire big ass space.
Yeah.
You know? And then after that, I got someone else. Then after that, I got someone else. And it was like the 3 of us for like 6-7 months maybe. Mm-hmm. For a good year, it was less than 5 people in here.
Yeah.
And after that, it slowly built. Mm-hmm. And then after that, half of them were gone. Mm-hmm. You know, 2-3 years later. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you build again. And it's like, you can't just expect like, oh, okay, like I'm busy and like I got friends in the industry, like they're going to follow me. Or, you know, we have, you know, a great reputation. So I'm going to open up this, you know, new business and it's going to go great. Like, no, everything new takes time, you know?
Literally starting from ground zero.
Yeah. Like my clients followed me. Thank God. You know, if they didn't, I'd be like, fuck.
You'd be like,
I can't pay rent. But like, it's just, you can't expect everything to be easy because of, you know, your name or how popular you are or how far in the industry you've come and stuff like that, you know, so.
And then it's like now, like 4 years later, like you're literally almost 5.
Yeah.
You're literally full. Like the whole salon is super full and that kind of stuff. So it really does take time.
Thank God, yeah.
It really does take
you gotta put in the work.
You don't want to, literally. Yeah. And it's so hard. It can be so discouraging sometimes. So, okay. What is the most rewarding part of being a stylist?
Gosh, so much. I think my biggest thing is I love when my clients are like, when they like confide in me, where they're literally tell me like every single thing and feel comfortable enough to like open up to me that way. Mm-hmm. I literally had a client cry in my chair a few days ago before I went to Vegas. You know what I mean? And it's because she was telling me something about, you know, personal and a death in a family, whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, we have that, I've built that relationship with them where they can easily talk to me that way and they feel comfortable talking to me. Yes, I make them feel good doing their hair, blah, 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 blah. But like if I've been doing your hair for like years and it's like just great coverage or whatever, I think people really just come to talk to you because they really feel comfortable to open up to you, or they feel some kind of like a relaxation or de-stress when they make these appointments and talk about whatever they want to talk about. That's my favorite part is I'm able to like ease their mind or I don't know, somehow make them more comfortable. For sure. That's my whole thing.
Yeah. And I think we kind of don't realize how intimate it is doing somebody's hair. You know what I mean? Like some people really I always tell my clients, I'm like, sometimes you just need somebody else to wash your hair or you need to get away from the house for an hour or something like that, you know? And I think it's very much, it's just, and then we see our clients every 6 weeks. I see my clients sometimes like twice a month. Like, you know what I mean? They come for blowouts. They come for whatever. They, you know, I do their color. I do their cut. One of my clients, when I first started doing her hair, she was pregnant and now her kid's about to be 1. Like, that's so crazy, you know?
And every time they come in, they're like, oh, this and this happened. Or they complain to you, know, about their job or their life. And it's like, dude, I feel like, thank you for like putting me in, like, you know, as part of your life this way where you can come and tell me anything. Like, I'm glad I can make you feel a certain type of way
100%.
For you to feel this way. You know, that's super important. I don't tell everyone everything. There's some clients that I still don't tell them a lot of stuff because I just don't have, you know, I don't feel that. Yeah. So, and then there are clients who like literally know every single thing about me. Yeah. I swear to God, if they wanted to like fuck me over, they could. Okay. Like way too much. Like, you know, but
you're like, did I just overshare with my clients?
Oh my, 100%.
Dude, there's some
so
clients,
many.
I'm like, why did I just say all
and then
this
you overthink it and you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have said that. But like, you just feel comfortable with them, you know?
For sure.
So, yeah, I love that part.
Yeah.
I hate when people are like, oh, I love making people feel pretty. Well, yeah. But this is like deep.
Yeah. You know? And I feel like it kind of just
straight up is therapy.
And it really is. And I feel like it's therapy for us sometimes. Sometimes I feel like, because like sometimes I'm dealing with 5 to 8 personalities and it can be a lot. And of course I love when my clients are able to come and sit in my chair and feel comfortable, like you said, to open up. I've had like first time clients just like open up to me about anything, you know what I mean? And I'm like, dang, like, okay, like like I'm really trying to create this space for them. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I knew I always wanted to work with people. I just didn't know how. I was like, I just want to impact people. Like, yeah, of course I love doing hair. I love the creative aspect of it. I love being able to be creative and like do it. But I just want to like impact people, meet people. Like, how can I make someone's day better? How can I bless somebody else with their day and that kind of stuff? You know what I mean? Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And I was talking to one of my clients. She was brand new. She's like, I could just tell from your Instagram, from everything, you like love what you do. I was like, I know. I was like, I'm not gaslighting you guys. I promise. Like, I really, truly, like, absolutely love what I do. Like, showing up every single day is something that I love. Like, I feel like I have, you know, it's chaos going on in my life or my personal life or whatever, and then showing up and like being there for somebody, or like, you know, listening to somebody, or, you know, doing hair or anything like that is so therapeutic for me, you know, just coming to work and that kind of stuff. But I definitely agree with you. I think that's one of like the most rewarding things of being a stylist, is having your clients be comfortable enough to share with you, to, you know, open up to you.
Yeah.
Cause me personally, like, I open up to people, but I'm not like super, super open just within my whole entire life. You know what I mean? So like, just in general, just me. I'm like, I have a lot of layers, but like having a space where the salon is like that. You know what I mean? We're very like judgment free.
I agree.
I have a lot of clients come in and they're like, oh my gosh, like this is so like peaceful, even if it is busy. Like, this is such a peaceful environment. Like, I don't feel judged coming in here. Like, girl, like I always tell my clients, like, you can show up in whatever you want to wear. Like, you don't have to be like this perfect person or like have a bunch of makeup. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like the feedback that I get from my clients is like, I love coming into this space. Like, it's just so calm. And I think that's a testament to you. And then it's a testament to like all the stylists. Like, our energies kind of just, we all get along. You know what I mean? And that just really, that makes me happy, honestly. Like, I'm just like, wow, like just being able to impact somebody's day is, I was just talking to somebody. I was like, I feel so blessed to be able to love my job so much, and I get to do it every single day. Cause not a lot of people have that with the jobs that they do, or impact the people that we do, you know?
I know every single person who doesn't love their job is the people who ask me like, why are you going to work? You don't have work today. Why are you going earlier? Why are you staying? Like, why don't you just come home? And it's like, because I love it there.
Yeah.
I want to be there. You know, like if you're like, oh, I'm not going to, you know, go inside to work until like 9 o'clock on the dot, because that's when my shift starts. And like, I'm not going on my day off, or I can't wait to get out. Like, you don't, I'm sorry, but that's a shitty way to live for the rest of your life. Like, 100%. You don't love your job, change it. You know, like you really cannot succeed if you don't love it.
And like for me, like even yesterday, like I was done. I think I stayed for an extra like 15, 20 minutes, literally just chilling in the back, because I was like, okay, I'm just going to like decompress a little bit before driving home. How many
people have you heard in the back room? They're like, oh, I'm done. I just don't want to go home yet.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All the time.
Oh my God. It makes me so fucking happy, because it's like, yes, this is it. This is what you want it to be. This is the environment you want to be in, because 100%. Even I'm like that sometimes, you know, unless I have to rush out because I'm going to be late picking up my kids.
Picking up the kids. You're like, hold on. This service took a little bit long. We got to run out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that it's just, I'm
sad for people who don't have that.
For sure. And I used to not have that. I used to work in crazy, really hectic work environments. And I'll tell my clients now, I'm like, my work environment is so important to me now. That's why I drive from Tracy to Stockton. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be at any other salon. I don't. I literally knew. I was like, this is where I want to be at. This is where I'm going to be at, and everything like that. Like, it's so important to me because I'm here more than I'm at home. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I see you guys more than I see my family sometimes. So I better have like a peaceful, like calm, you know, hardworking, just like a good work environment overall. You know what I mean? Like being motivated by everybody else around me and that kind of stuff too. Because I have worked at places where it's a little bit like you dread going to work. Dude, when I came back from vacation, I was like, I need to do some hair. Like, I need to get back to work. I need to, like, it's been 3 days. Like, I'm off. Like, hold on. I need to, like, get my hands in hair. Because I love it so much. And I'll have people be like, oh, you need it. It's hard, right? Going back to taking time for yourself, whatever. And I'm just like, it's just so hard for me because I love what I do. And I just love it so much. Like, I'm so hungry. I just want to, like, do everything and anything. Yeah. But it's a lot. Yeah. But I love it. Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm so grateful. Like, let me stop talking about, I love my job. I could go on and on and on about how I love my job. Yeah. Okay, last question. How do you build a rapport with clients and understand their needs.
Well, consultation is key.
For sure.
I also, like, people stress the consultation on their first visit, blah, 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 whatever. You do their hair, they love it. I think you need to do, like, 2-3 consultations for the next appointments.
Mm-hmm.
So the next 2-3 times they come in, you should do a consultation every single time. Yeah, they must have loved it when they walked out. How'd it feel when it washed out? Mm-hmm. How maybe they want to, like, change. Me, as a hairstylist, you just did my hair. Love it. I'm going to alter it next time, too, because we did something new. People, they love things, and then they are living in it with it for a while, and then next time they come in, like, you can't just do the same exact thing. I'll never understand people that are like, oh, yeah, my client's coming in, I pre-mixed her color. I never pre-mix my client's color. Ever. Only a couple times I have, and that's because of, like, I'm so sorry I'm late. You can pre-mix my color, blah, 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 so you're not behind. You know what I mean? But, like, every single time my clients come in, I talk to them and see how they're liking their hair. Even if I've been doing them for like 9 years, like, you need to, people change. People want change. People like things. They don't like things. I had a new client who came to me last month. She's coming to me again this month. And I'm definitely going to ask her, like, hey, what's going on? What do you want to change? What do you want to keep? What's something that you want to avoid next time? Excuse me. And then see how they feel. So yeah, your first consultation is so important to really understand what the client wants and what they need. And you have to, like, reassure them that this is what you want before you start. Because there's been so many times where I've had a consultation and I'm like, I don't really understand what you're wanting because you're telling me so many different things.
For sure.
So I would say consultation, not just the first appointment, the next 3 appointments, and constantly ask your clients, like, how they're feeling with their hair. I even, like, for new clients, will text them after, like, a week or 2 of doing their hair for their first appointment and be like, hey, how's it going? Like, is your hair fading well? Is it nice? Are you liking it? Blah, 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 blah. So I think that's very important. And I also think that you should let the client talk more than you talk the first few appointments. That way you really can understand who they are as a person. Even if they're a little bit quiet and shy, you should still ask them a lot of questions to kind of get stuff out of them to see how they are as a person.
For sure. I also think, too, I think my consultations sometimes are like 30 minutes.
Yes.
I'd be sitting down yapping with them. I'm like, okay, like, let's go over it all. And I also think it kind of...
And it's okay if it's not. Let me add that.
That part too.
It's okay if your consultation are like 5-10 minutes. They're like, this is what I want, and this is exactly how it is. And even if you're like, are you sure? Are you okay with this? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that? Yes. Okay, fine.
For sure. I try to be thorough. I think one thing that I've noticed, or like feedback from my clients, I guess, is I try to educate my clients on, like, the science behind everything, and, like, if they want to go from, like, a dark to a light, you know what I mean? Like, literally telling them, okay, so, like, this is what happened when we bleach your hair. Like, we're opening up the hair cuticle, we're removing the pigment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, really trying to educate my clients on what is what, because some people just don't know. Most people just don't know. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's my job.
Some people don't think there's any science behind it.
Exactly.
So some people are like, what do you mean? You just have color and it's there.
And it's like, you can't, like, be mad at your clients for not knowing. It's not their job. It's my job to educate you, like, hey, so this is why, we can't get you to that color. This is why, if we're not going to use bleach with this, we're just going to use permanent. It might be a little bit darker. You know what I mean? And my clients are like, oh, I've never really thought about it like that. And it's crazy because I'll explain, whether it's the science behind it or whether, whatever it is, right? And then throughout their appointment, they'll ask questions like, okay, so, like, that's what you're doing here, and, like, this and this. Like, these people don't know anything about hair, but I love when they ask questions about the process, about anything. I'll take pictures of, like, what their foil looks like or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, I think just being super open and honest. I always tell my clients, I'm like, I'll be open and honest with you as long as you're open and honest with me. So if you don't like something, if you want to change something, just giving them that space to be like, okay, like, I like it, or you know what I mean? Like, okay, I can be honest with her and she's not going to be upset, or, she's not going to be mad at me or anything like that. So I try to be as open and honest with, like, the process too. And I've noticed that a lot of my clients are like, okay, yeah, like, I get it now. You know what I mean? And really, I just think it's all for the benefit of them. You know what I mean? Because they're like, okay, I want, like, a toner, but I want it to be brighter. And it's like, okay, like, we can't do that with just a toner, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and explain why and that kind of stuff, instead of just like, okay, you're here, we're doing a highlight, that's it, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? It kind of shows like, okay, like I actually care about you and your hair, and I want you to understand the process. You know what I mean? And then it's easier because then they're like, okay, cool. Like I want to, you know, go a little bit darker with my balayage or something. I'm just going to book for a toner and a haircut or whatever, you know? So I think really educating your clients on the process and everything like that, even the science behind it, is very, I think it's, I've noticed a lot of like good feedback and that kind of stuff. A lot of my clients love that kind of part of it. Like one of my clients, she's actually in law school, and she will literally ask me all these questions while I'm doing her hair. She'll be like, okay, so like if we're doing this, this, and this, she's like, say I wanted to go lighter, how would that work? Or like, you know what I mean? And she loves like all the like, me like geeking out, like talking about hair, and she like loves it. And we'll like talk about the color wheel. I think one time I pulled up like the color wheel on like my phone, and I was like, well, because this is gonna like neutralize it. She's like, dude, that makes sense. And she's super smart, you know what I mean? So I think really just like educating your clients and having those consultations, and constantly like just being open and honest, you know? Like I'm not gonna promise something that I know that it's a maybe that I might be able to get you there. You know what I mean? And I think really just being honest with your clients is like it's like your golden ticket, you know? I'm like, I love to get you here. I really want to get you here, but like we can't, you know? And explain the why and that kind of stuff. Cause I'm a big why person.
Some clients don't understand like you said, the science behind it. So they just feel like they're able to achieve it every time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you aren't able to achieve it, they're like, oh, well, you know, you're not, you know, you weren't a good hairstyle, so whatever. And it's like, no, I can't get you blonde when you have 10 years of blocks color.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Unless you want a pixie cut. Like, it's just, it's not going to happen.
100%.
And I also feel, I don't know if you feel that way, but I feel like people think we have like such a glamorous, mindless job.
Mm-hmm.
Like they think our job is like so easy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've had clients that it wasn't directly to me. It was my friend's client. And she's like, I just complained about her job. She's like, I just want a mindless job like you.
I'd be stressed out in the back. What do you mean?
So mad. And she's like, okay, mindless. Like, not talking about chemicals. Yeah. Not talking about the math behind it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Nothing. And it's like, we don't just like make art.
No, I wish it was that easy.
Like, it's not like a white, board and then we color on it. That's not how it works. No. That's why people have chemical burns and then chemical cuts and then, all this other stuff. Your hair turned green. Oh, I wonder why. You know, like there's science behind it.
So many different factors.
And it's just, to me, I feel like this is also nice with social media, is it's bringing out awareness that like, hey, one, stop thinking hairstylists are stupid and that's why they chose this profession. Yeah. And two, like this actually a lot of science behind this. For sure. And math and all that. So
yeah, I had a client, she came in with like black box dye a couple years or something, whatever. And she was like, I was literally looking on TikTok, like, because she wants to go lighter. She's like, black box dye to going lighter. Like, what does that look like? She's like, I totally understand. And I laid it out to her too. I was like, this is probably what we're going to get you to, whatever it is. And she's like, yeah, she's like, I'm open. I already get it. I already did my research on TikTok. I was like, okay, perfect. I was like, I love it. Yeah. Which is like, I think that's a great thing about the internet. It's like you can literally go and find things that you want and everything.
Hate the names, guys. We hate the names.
We hate the oh.
Please. What the fuck is a jellyfish cat?
What's that?
Okay.
I've never heard that one.
Natalia told me about that.
It's all these different, what is it? Different animals for all these different
Yes.
haircuts,
And I'm like,
dude.
no.
The colors are what throw me. Because then I'm trying to explain like the color to my client and they're like, that's not red. And I'm like, it's kind of red, babe. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I was like, okay, like, and I'll ask my clients, what do you see? And that kind of stuff. But the names, I can't. I can't.
It's too much.
I don't know.
It's like that phase we went through where every balayage was like caramel swirl.
Yeah.
Vanilla cappuccino. Like, what the fuck?
All the names I can't keep up with.
Yeah.
One of my clients, she's like, no, people don't know how to do, what is it called? The butterfly cut. And I was like, what's the butterfly cut? Like, I don't even know. Like, I was like, at this point, I was like, it's just, let's keep it simple. Let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's just keep it simple. We don't need a new thing every month.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so annoying. It's so annoying.
Can we just do hair, please?
Yeah. Wolf cut, butterfly cut. Isn't there one that's called like the shy cut?
No, I don't even know that. See, I don't even pay
when
attention.
they come to me and I don't know this
I
stuff,
don't
I'm like,
even
am I like
You're like
not
looking it up in the back.
hip? Am I not on trend? Hold on.
Like, what's this? Hold on. You're like,
Yeah, I was like, no, I can't.
that's funny.
Yeah. One time, this is a funny It shows how foreign I am, okay? One time I was in Boston, my client's like, oh, I want like Farrah Fawcett bangs. I had Farrah Fawcett as a totally different person in my head than her. Okay, so I was like, yeah, period. And
You're
I
like,
did
got
it.
this, no problem.
Yeah, and I did it, and I like totally sensed her energy, and she's like, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Well, I don't even know who the fuck Farrah Fawcett is. Okay,
I can't even picture her, honestly.
I
so
know.
I'm like,
I was like, and then I looked it up. I totally forgot now. I looked it up after she left, and I was like, wow, that was not it, honey.
You're like, I should have just looked it up in the back.
That was not Farrah Fawcett. I literally gave her like a bang.
Oh.
And then like the rest was like
kind of like wispy almost. Oh,
Farrah Fawcett bang is like current bangs now.
Okay.
I'm
over
guessing.
here like,
I don't know. I'll look it up after this.
Like, now I want to know. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to know what it actually looks like.
So it's okay if you don't know who the celebrity is. Just look them up.
Just look them
in
up.
front of the
just
client
to double check.
and show the client this is what you want.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah. That was
our last question.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We're super excited for this year, what's to come.
Let us know if you have questions. Yeah.
Let us know if you guys have any questions.
Email us, DM us,
bug us,
YouTube,
please.
whatever.
You guys can bug us. We'll respond.
Yeah, within 24 hours.
We'll respond within 24 hours.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for coming and joining us for the Bleach Podcast, guys.
Bye.